Has anyone else noticed that eye contact is dead, basically? Recently, I've just been, I don't know if I'm weird for this, but I've been like keeping a mental note of how many people look at me in my eyes. Is that weird? That probably is weird. But that is what I've been doing. And I've noticed that maybe around 20% of people will like look you in the eye when they walk past you on the street. And I don't know if that's, if the stats are reliable, since, I am a big scary black man and all. But I do believe that there are other factors at play. And I think that is just people in general are just not connected to each other at all. I feel like we're all just in our own worlds. Most of us, again, have earphones or headphones on when we're walking around, and we're just going somewhere apparently, and we don't want to be bothered by other human beings. I guess, don't know, I feel like most people kind of have that weird kind of like kind of walk, like they just got their chin in the air, acting like they're like totally okay. And I just know like most people aren't that okay. Like, you can't fool me, alright? I think people are scared of connection. I think people are scared of being seen for like who they actually are and like what they're going through right now. And I don't know if maybe society has always kind of been like that. I think there's always been a kind of separation, but there was also times where there was like community, where like people would know each other and would have small talk at the very least. Like they would know maybe their like spouse's name or the name of their kids or something, or just, I don't know. I feel like people used to kind of know each other a lot more. I think even when I was younger, I used to know all my neighbors, for example. Like I used to know who lives at number whatever, number 10, number 1, etc. And now it's like, yeah, I don't really know, because you never see them. Like you just don't see them because they don't really interact with each other. Everyone's just kind of closed off in their own little fucking gas chambers. I don't know, man. It's so weird. I feel like people are afraid of, I don't even know, maybe there's the fear of being vulnerable with others. I think that's something as well that we experience a lot. I think that's one of the side effects of, social media, the social media age that we're in, where people decide to like interact with people online more than they do in person, and like in-person interactions are now like almost like unskippable cutscenes that people just can't wait to finish so they can get on their phone and text a little group chat about or some shit. I don't know. It's strange because I feel like now I'm someone who's like, I want to say I'm like, I don't know, I try and be more mindful about just the shit I'm doing in general, and I've made like a conscious effort to like acknowledge people, just acknowledge strangers. Like I'm walking down the road, I walk past like an old lady, I look at her in her eyes, give her a smile, say hello, keep walking, like just normal stuff like that. And I think that's almost weird now, isn't it? Like I don't think a lot of people do that anymore, but honestly it feels good. Like it feels good to acknowledge others and to be acknowledged back, but for some reason we don't want to do it anymore. I don't know. I think there's a lot of ego. I think a lot of people have a lot of ego nowadays, but they don't want to be vulnerable at all. They don't want to, potentially interact with someone and it go wrong for whatever reason. I don't know, there's just a lot of fear. I think everyone's afraid, like, oh, don't want to say the wrong thing, don't want to get your pronouns wrong or whatever, I don't know. Because I feel like when I like, for example, today, when I walk past a certain demographic of people, like the chances of them looking in my eyes is like is low as hell. So obviously when I'm walking past, a brother or sister, then it's quite high, like we're gonna acknowledge each other. That's kind of imprinted into us, I think, for the most part. But I've noticed whenever I pass like, the Caucasus people, a lot of them just don't want nothing to do with me. Again, I don't know if that's just, big jacked black guy, walking down the road. Maybe I'm a bit intimidating, who knows? But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there's a lot of separation in our society, especially in, the West. I'm in the UK, in case you couldn't tell by my bloody accent, mate. But yeah, I feel like even in conversations I have nowadays with my friends or just acquaintances, I try and like, keep eye contact, look away a little bit every now and again, and some people literally just talk to me like this. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? Yeah, did you see the thing over there? Yeah, it was so cool, wasn't it? Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is this, man? It's like, do we have to go back to school and learn how to talk to each other again? Because it's so fucking retarded. Like, it's so retarded. I feel like, are you not aware of how weird you look right now? But I don't know. Is that like a norm? I feel like, especially with the younger generation, when I'm talking to them, they really, really struggle to like be present. And I guess again, yeah, it's the dopamine receptors being fried and shit, basically just being cooked. Like they're not able to pay attention to something for a long time, even if that thing is right in front of them and then as a human that can actually see what the fuck is going on. Because yeah, I would say the older generation, they are a lot more present when you talk to them. Like they're really there. Like you're talking to them and they're invested in the conversation 100%. I guess the kind of younger you get, the kind of less, the less there they are during convos. Interesting. I just don't see how we get better from here, if I'm being honest. I think there'll genuinely be a point in time, because it's already happening now. Like when you look around and you see like groups of like Gen Zs or just like teenagers, when they're all in a group talking to each other, they all got their phones out, and maybe they're talking to each other while looking at their phones, or they're just not talking to each other at all and they're just on their fucking phones. I don't know. I think we're losing basic human skills in exchange for what? Convenience? I don't know if it's a good trade, to be honest, but it looks like there's no turning back, is there, realistically? I don't know. I think the only solution to this is like we need AI to go absolutely crazy and like scare everyone, so everyone kind of puts their phones away for like a bit or something. I don't know. Even then, I think that probably wouldn't be enough. People would still be on that shit. I don't know. Okay, I think I'm rambling on now. All right, hopefully you found that interesting, and yeah, try and look at people in the eye when you talk to them. It's cool. Just don't stare at them like this. I blinked, fuck. Bye-bye.
Are you seriously watching Pierce all by yourself again? Well, you might as well subscribe then.